Hello everyone, it's Daz, and this week's discussion is on volcanoes in scripture and what they may mean. When you look at Matthew 24:7, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places," we see that a picture is painted of earthquakes and seismic activity in some of the final days. There's a pattern throughout scripture of earthquakes and what appears to be volcanic activity. While the word volcano itself, from what I know, does not show up in scripture, there does seem to be talk of pillars of smoke and fire. In Isaiah 29:6, "Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire." Again, we see this theme of earthquakes and a devouring fire. Similar to whenever the whirlwind was covered on the channel, it seems as if earthquakes and seismic activity is used to describe judgment or the Lord's wrath. In Psalm 46:6, it says, "The heathen rage, the kingdoms are moved, he uttered his voice, the earth melted." What's so fascinating about this is just him uttering his voice melted the earth. What else is interesting is in Exodus 19:17-19, "And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God, and they stood at the nether part of the mount. And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire. And smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and God answered him by a voice." So here we see that not only is there what appears to be smoke coming down from a mountain in fire, which is very characteristic of volcanic activity, but we also see there's the sound of a trumpet with him speaking. And what I really found powerful, and this is something that I, again, connect back to last week's upload about prayer and the importance of it, is in Revelation 8:3-5 in relation to the seals. "And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer, and there was given unto him much incense, and he should offer it with the prayers of all saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne. And the smoke of the incense which came with the prayers of the saints ascended up before God out of the angel's hand. And the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar, and cast it into the earth, and there were voices and thunderings and lightnings and an earthquake." So again, we see that this connection to prayer here, but also to a connection to God. So we see that the prayers of the saints, which we learned last week, were incense, and this is why this was done in the Old Testament with incense in the temples. And these prayers were answered by him having an angel cast it back down to earth, which start the sounding off of the trumpets, and the trumpet and the earth melting, or what appears to be seismic or volcanic activity, seems to be a way of the Lord speaking. And what I'm starting to realize from scripture, and maybe I'm a little slow to this, and some of you have realized this long before I have, is that elements like wind with the whirlwind are ways in which he speaks, he judges, and even in some cases we've seen those like Elijah or Enoch be taken up in the whirlwind. And same way with fire. He speaks through it, he judges with it. It's very fascinating how different elements are used in that way. But I just wanted to share with you guys some of these scriptures and some conclusions I drew from them, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you have a wonderful rest of the week. I'll talk to you either in next Monday's live stream or in next Wednesday's video. Take care and God bless.